Hello, we're starting the 3 weeks, July 9th, this in the year 2009 of the Common Era, 5769 in the ancient Hebrew calendar, which was still used very much today. We are a new ancient people. The 3 weeks are the semi-period of mourning for the destruction of the temple, because on yesterday, the 17th of the month of Tammuz, which fell on July 9th this year, it was the day that Moses broke the tablets of stone when he came down from the mountain and saw the children of Israel making the golden calf, and also the day that the walls of Jerusalem were breached in the siege of the first temple in the Assyrians, in Nebuchadnezzar, if I'm not mistaken. So, on the day that one of the Roman leaders burned the Torah, a lot of tragedies happened on this day, so there's a fast day. It's what we call a minor fast day. Religious Jews fast on this day if they're able and healthy. And so that was yesterday, 17th of Tammuz, and 3 weeks later, there's the 9th of Av, the day of the destruction of the first temple and the second temple. They were destroyed on the same day. It was the day that the spies in the Bible, in the book of Numbers, Bamidbar, where the spies gave their bad report of the land, and it said their cry, and we all cried, "Oh, you're going to a dangerous land. There's great giants there. We can't do it. Let's go back to the flesh pots of Egypt. At least we had food. At least we were taken care of. It's better to be a slave in Egypt than have to face the Canaanites and the Amorites." So there was a great crying in that night, and Rashi brings a midrash, the great Rabbi Shlomo Yitzchaki, the classic commentary on the Bible, which we call Rashi, who we love and cherish, is who every word he said was written with Ruach HaKodesh, with the prophetic spirit, besides being a highly intelligent commentator, all-time great commentator. So Rashi says, that brings a midrash that because we cried on that night, God decreed, fine, you're crying about having to enter the land, so I'm going to decree that you're going to be crying on this day in times to come. And that meaning that would be the day that the temple would be destroyed, and the Jews in the first and second temples, but on the other, okay, so the crying, there's been enough tears. We're so close to the third temple. We're getting it together as a Jewish people. Everybody in Israel believes. The secular Jews believe, the religious Jews believe, and they also perform mitzvot, according to the Torah. The secular Jews do mitzvot according to the Torah and according to their own estimation. And okay, there's a mixed multitude around that will have to be separated out by the Messiah, no less, who will have the ability to smell the fear of God in a man, and he'll look. Remember, the Messiah is going to look at a crowd of people and say, "This one is Jewish," even though he wasn't. We look at him and say, "He's not Jewish. He's not a Jew. He doesn't have a Jewish mother." The Messiah will say, "This one's a Jew," and he'll look at the Jews and he'll say, "This one's not a Jew." It's what? He comes from a famous family. He's Jewish as Jewish could be. No, the Messiah will decide who is Jewish and who is not Jewish. So on that day, the Messiah. Why am I mentioning the Messiah in connection with the 9th of Av, the anniversary of the destruction of the temple? Because our tradition also teaches us that that's the day that the Messiah will be born. I have a friend who's actually born on the 9th of Av. And he's really not the Messiah. I mean, he might become, I don't know, but a lot of people are born on that day who are not the Messiah. So it's hard to tell who will do it. He has to be from the Davidic line. He has to be wiser than King Solomon, and he has to be at least. He will be not a greater prophet than Moses, because the Messiah will not be able to contradict the prophecy of Moshe in any way, shape, or form. The Messiah will be totally dedicated to the 613 commandments and the prophecy of Moshe. And the Messiah will eradicate Amalek. What that means is a whole other class. And it could mean the external enemies of the Jewish people, the Nazism and so forth, and militants who espouse Nazism. It could also mean that the Messiah, who will come and is promised he will come, the prophet said he will come, and all of the words of the prophets are true, that the Messiah will also eradicate the philosophic amalek of doubt, of scoffing, of mocking, of nihilism, that the world doesn't matter, of the negative sides of existentialism, you might even say, that lack of meaning, the meaningless world. The Messiah will show that no, the world does have meaning, the Torah does have meaning, your life does have meaning, and what you do counts. And so that's the ninth of Av. So we turn from a fast into a feast. So there's a semi-period of mourning. So in order to commemorate the national tragedy, we limit our pleasure. It's really from the second of Av until the ninth of Av, that except on Shabbat, of course, or if there's a special occasion like a celebration, like a Brit Milah, or people. In other words, these are days we don't make weddings, and we don't go to parties that aren't unless there's certain parties, like if a baby is born, we make a party and a feast, and we get serious. We will discuss in a moment about the question of playing music during these days. Recorded music is by and large permitted. Recorded music for a party, just to have fun, secular fun, is to be avoided during these days. If somebody wants to be part of the religious community, if somebody doesn't, that's your own. It's a free country. But for it to be a religious Jew and a spiritual Jew, we take part in our history as if it's today. So we connect the past to the future. So it should only be we get to the ninth of day, and maybe we'll get to the ninth of Av and the Messiah will have already come, and soon by you.